Welcome to Revelator Trading. In this video we are going to talk about our Trend Pro indicator. The Trend Pro indicator is an overlay, and so basically it goes over your candlestick charts. So what does it do? Well, the first thing it does is it tries to simplify trading by coloring the candles green when market conditions are possibly bullish, and it colors them red when the market is possibly bearish. You can see here that we're largely trading sideways, and that's why I'm making a video and not trading myself at this current time. All right, so many traders, especially when they're new, and even when you trade for a while, sometimes you let biases or excitement cloud your judgment. And so by setting up simple rules as I'm either a bull or I'm a bear, can really help clean up your trading. Okay, so you also see a couple of other things on the chart. And so one of them that you see is this blue line. And basically it is this blue plot that determines whether or not the candles are green or red. So if you're closing above that plot, then you're bullish. If you're closing below that plot, you are bearish. The other thing that by default is displayed is the 200 period simple moving average. That's a powerful tool because so many people, so many traders, so many institutions look at it. All right, so how do you use this? Well, obviously you want to be long when you see green, you want to be short when you see red, but you can fine tune it. So let's go up here and let's look at the settings. And one thing that new traders would probably want is to show the signals. So if we do that, you can see here now we get a up pointing green triangle for long signals, and you get a red down pointing for shorts. So that can visually assist a new trader in seeing that. There are some other things that we can do here. We can look at VWAP. Again, that's kind of this lighter colored, and VWAP is a little more interesting, I guess you could say, on lower time frames. That is the volume weighted average price, much like the 200 SMA. It is something a lot of traders look at. And so you can use that as a potential target. Like here, you can see we have this short signal in here. And so what could it possibly go to? Well, obviously the closest thing's at 200. Sure enough, you see it hang up there. And next thing you know, it shoots down to VWAP and bounces. All right, so a lot of people look at that. VWAP can be a good thing to have on your chart. Another thing that you can bring up is a 20 period simple moving average. It appears as this like purple plot. Again, it's something that a lot of people look at, therefore it can be useful in trading. Another thing that you can do is show a stop loss plot right here. All right, and you'll see that you get these little dots. And so when you're long, the stop loss will be below the candle. Now, if you see the stop loss is in the candle or is missing, basically what that means is it's either not a good time to trade or you're setting your stop loss percentage too tight. If you set it too tight, it will get you wiped out of trades. And you can see here setting it to 1.5 gives a safe distance under that candle. So it can provide a visual way to fine tune stop loss percentages. And then of course on shorts, it will plot above them. So this can be a useful tool in helping you manage risk. And of course, all this stuff has to be back tested. We'll talk about back testing and managing risk and some of the other tools that we provide in assisting the trader in other videos. And that's all the simple things. So let's go into the blue plot. So the blue plot can take two different time frames into consideration. And so here I am looking at the 1 minute chart. Not saying that's the best thing to trade. We'll talk about that more in other videos. So by default, the first length is set to 50. The second length is set to 100. And the smoothing is set to 14. So what does that mean? Basically, it means that it's going to use 50 candles, 100 candles to calculate the plot, and then it will smooth it out based off of the previous 14 candles. So just going into some basic strategy. Maybe you want to trade in accordance to the 15-minute and the hourly, which would be a 16-minute plot, and maybe we'll smooth this with 30 minutes worth of data, and you can see that this creates a very different blue plot. And so by doing this, you can fine-tune your algorithm to match your trading style or the time frame that you are on. If you only want to look at one time frame, we could say length 1 and length 2 are equal. In that case, you're only looking at the 15-minute, and maybe we want to smooth this with the hourly. And you can see that again creates a very different plot and a very different set of signals. And we have another tool that we'll talk about in another video, but I'll just mention it briefly here, called the analyzer. And basically, if you set this up to have the same settings here, it can actually run an analysis and tell you how many signals were generated for the time frame, how many of them are winners, and so on. It gives you a lot of data and helps you make better informed decisions with your trading. And then finally, the last major thing that you can do with the Trend Pro indicator is you can right click on the candles, hit add alert. And by default, it'll let you know if there are longs or shorts. But you can signal only longs or signal only shorts. So a lot of people just prefer to be long, and if that's your style, you can tell it to signal longs. You can customize the alert here. Beautiful thing about alerts is it can send it to your phone. It'll pop up here on your computer, and you can do other things while you wait for a trade to come to you instead of trying to make the market happen. All right, so that covers Trend Pro. If you have any questions, be sure to reach out to us, and we'll be happy to answer any questions to the best of our abilities. Be sure to also look at our other videos. We'll go into deeper dives on strategy, on fine-tuning things, back-testing things, and so forth. We'll see you in the next video.